lengthy debrief, or some of the key messages to the players?
Oh, look, it was just a general chat. We weren't sort of happy with our whole game. We just talked about the game, really.
What aspects? Obviously the kicking.
Kicking, yep. Structures, stoppages, shots at goal. Defensive skills. Handballing. Everything.
Mark, just given what's happened in the last week, losing your skipper, obviously for an extended period, and then the events of late in the week, just the challenge that's now with you guys is after a heartbreaking loss to keep focused and keep the season moving where you want it to.
Oh yeah, losing Job's a bit of a blow. I thought it was an opportunity though. I thought it was a good opportunity for people to step up and learn a bit more about them, and it didn't. It was our first night without him, and I think Goddard was pretty good, Zaharakis, but so yeah, but there was a bit of a step up in leadership and responsibility, but probably need a few people to go with them too.
Yeah. Was that a big feature of tonight? I guess just without Job and Dustin out there, and just quite apart from their skill, just they are such strong leaders that you didn't have enough guys willing or able or willing to step up when the heat was on.
No, I wouldn't have thought that. Probably a lot of reasons why things happen. I just don't think we stuck to the game plan for long enough tonight, and we've done that consistently over a period of time. I don't think until you do that, stick at something consistently, whether it's a good plan or a bad plan, whether it's working or not, you don't stick to it, then you've got no chance, because you get a whole group of blokes just doing what they want. And that sort of happens tonight.
How do you assess the impact, Bomber, of the events of this week in terms of the performance on the field tonight?
I haven't talked about it. I don't think it should be a factor. We've lived with it for 2 years, so just another week at the office, really.
How would you describe the way Melbourne played Bomber? They seemed intent on, I guess, holding onto the footy, but then flicked a bit of an attacking switch after half-time.
Yeah, they did. Look, like Ruzi's done a good job because he's actually got some consistency. They just play this. They look the same almost all the time. They're hard to score against, and they're consistent with their pressure, with their outnumbering, with their tackling, and they're having a crack. They're playing. They're trying to do something when they turn up to their work on weekends, and for their club and that's for their teammates. So it's a good lesson.
How do you pick them up this week? I think you've got another critical match next week against Adelaide. Obviously, today's hurt, and how do you go about?
I will just go through the week, and it's up to the players. Like if we'll come in on Monday and we'll go through the same process, we'll talk to one another and show a few edits and train them up, recover them, treat them if they're injured. In the end, talk's pretty cheap, isn't it? And get out there in the weekend and just do it. I couldn't have cared if we won by, if we looked the same and won by 5 points or lost by 10 points, it wouldn't matter. I'm not upset that we lost. I'm upset with the inconsistency and the way we go out some games. That's what I'm not that happy about.
So Jeremy, it wasn't the circumstances surrounding this game. It was just purely because you did have them in there for a hell of a long time. It was just purely the way they played and they're
purely, mate. Yeah. I promise you, that's not. Yeah. It wasn't anything else. Yeah. It's talk about it, and then people can use it as an excuse, but it's not an excuse in our eyes. In my eyes, it's like we've lived with this, so we know what. It was a bit worse than other weeks that we had recently, but mate, we've been smashed for like 2 years, so it's not as if they come out today and they just couldn't play because of the week they've had. Come on, that's not that. We can't accept that.
Just given the way you've been going this year, what is it that they did, in your eyes? What went so wrong that they did go so far away from the way you want them to play? What brings that about?
Oh, just people's thinking and choices, really, and how much they see their teammates going away from it, and whether they accept that or not. And tonight they accepted it.
And they're obviously accepting of that factor now. I mean, you obviously had a lot of conversations in there, but they know that they must be frustrated because you've been preaching the consistency since you came on board.
Yeah, I have, sorry, mate. You're right. I can't remember the question.
Yeah, the players must admit to you, that they can't do it, the things that you want to do in terms of that consistency.
Yeah, well, well, if they just must accept themselves doing it, and they must accept their teammates from doing it because they let them get away with it. So I just sort of basically said, stop doing this. You know, like if you're serious about what you do, just do it properly. You know what you're doing. They know. You can do all the talk, all the reviews, we can treat them, train them, everything. In the end, if they let themselves continue to do it, then they'll play the same way, and we'll do it for a long time. So something's got to change.
So do they need to be harder on each other on the field while it's happening, or be more aware?
Harder on themselves, maybe, and of each other, yeah. It's not being hard, it's just being reliable, being predictable.
Fletch back, sorry. Is Fletch back? I'm not sure if it's been asked. Did he nearly come up, Fletch, with the ankle?
Ankle? Yes.
Fletch
Ankle, yes. Forgot about the ankle, I thought it was back.
Yeah, I don't know.
It might be back, I don't know. He'll probably play, he's pretty close. But again, Thursday night, you've got to nurse these old boys back to good health.
Thanks, everyone. Done.
Quickie. Not very talkative tonight, Rog.